Hey there, Chris Johnson from Advanced Genetics. Today I'm going to be answering all of your questions from the week. These are questions that are coming to me from Instagram. It's our Instagram story. So please make sure you go to Advanced Genetics on Instagram and you can ask questions through our story, or you can ask questions just simply by direct messaging me, and I'm happy to answer your questions. Cool thing about answering questions this way, it's completely anonymous. So I'm never going to mention your name or anything unless it makes sense, unless it benefits you in some sort of way. It's completely anonymous. And trust me, these questions that I'm getting so far are fantastic. And I'm sure that they're questions that a lot of you are having. So don't be afraid to ask. There's no stupid question, okay? One quick thing, Cracked Armor, it's a company owned by my friend Mark. He is helping ex-military, ex-police, firefighters, all these guys, a lot of people suffering from PTSD, and it goes far beyond that. To just say it's PTSD is not giving enough credence to what he's actually doing. So go to Instagram, check out Cracked Armor, and support them in any way that you can. Okay, let's get to the questions. Okay, so the first question that we got is, how do I improve my bench for my size? I think I should be able to do more. Well, it's a great question. It goes for basically any exercise that you're trying to improve on, but I know, especially bench press, it's a big one for people, especially young guys. You want to be able to bench a lot. Perhaps you're in a sport where you're required to bench a lot. So how do you increase your bench? My first suggestion is to get an expert to look at your form, because proper form can add 20 to 30 pounds of weight to your bench almost immediately. So get an expert to check out your form. As long as your form is good, you'll probably get a few pounds, like I said, added on instantly. After that, it's all about incremental weight increases week to week. 2.5 pound plates should be your best friends. Use them every single week. As long as you're hitting your specific rep range, add another like 2.5 to 5 pounds every week. That's 2.5 to each side, or if you have a smaller plate, even better, like 2.5 total. That would be really good. Before you know it, you're gonna be up in weight over the course of like 8 weeks. It really starts to add up. So give that a try. The next question I got, and actually is a good one, because it says, how do I become an AG athlete? Well, it just turns out that we're looking for athletes all across the country. Can't speak today. All across the country of Canada and even into the US. If you're a coach, if you're an athlete with a good following, just send us a message, and either I or Monica will get back to you and we'll let you know the next steps from there. Next question is, what are some good advanced genetics supplements to stack with GP3 Evo for increased muscle gain? So for those of you who don't know what GP3 Evo is, it's our creatine product. It's creatine HCl plus beta-alanine plus B vitamins. Super stack, excellent for gaining muscle, excellent for strength. Hey, the guy that asked about the bench press, this is a good way to add some weight to your bench press as well. Start stacking with GP3. But the question is, what can I stack with GP3 to get even more muscle gain? So what I do is I use peri-workout nutrition. So it's pre, intra, and post. So I recommend stacking your GP3 with one of our pre-workouts. Kamikaze is the strongest, but we also have Warfare and Flashbang. Each has its own benefits. And as well, intra-workout, Battle Juice. Absolutely, no question. If you can feed yourself while you train, you're going to increase muscle mass over time. So what can you stack with GP3? Evo, use a pre-workout and Battle Juice. And there's different ways you can take it. You can take your pre-workout, then your Battle Juice intra and your GP3 post, or you can take half a serving of GP3 with your pre-workout and then another half with your intra workout. That's actually the way that I do it personally. Next up is, when you're in a calorie deficit and looking to lean out, what is your go-to stack? Well, of course, the first supplement I recommend is F10. This is going to help increase your metabolism. It's also going to help with appetite suppression. And of course, it's going to give you excellent energy, which is so important when you're in a calorie deficit. GP3 Evo is another supplement that I recommend. It's going to help you maintain muscle mass, and it's also been shown to help burn body fat. And then AMO8 is also key. AMO8 is the 9 essential amino acids. This is basically a concentrated protein. 1 scoop of AMO8 is equivalent to 15 grams of protein, but you're only getting 1/3 the calories. So these are the 3 that I recommend. Of course, I think for general health, you should always use Athlete Superfood and carbon fiber. I got this question. It was really interesting. It had me think for a minute. It asked, what was it like turning pro? Well, it was surreal. I mean, it was, six or 7 years ago, but it was never really my goal to turn pro. I never thought that I had the genetics to turn pro, never really thought it was going to happen. And the day that it did, I mean, I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. And it was surreal. I think for about 2 years, I was still in awe that it even happened. So I'm grateful every day for it. What is your favorite flavor of Kamikaze? I'm going to say a Rocket Pop is really my go-to, but I do enjoy all 3 flavors. So what AG supplements are good for keto? Okay, so ketogenic diet, for those of you, well, I think everyone here probably knows what ketogenic diet is. It's a high protein or moderate protein, high fat diet with basically 0 carbs. So you can use any of our products for a keto diet. Probably not the Battle Juice. That's the only one, actually, because it does contain carbohydrates. But everything else is pretty much calorie-free. Here's a great question. I've always wondered if you need to supplement differently for different body parts. And my quick answer to that is no. Your supplements will pretty much stay the same. However, if you do find that one workout is exceptionally long, or you tend to gas during a workout, perhaps you have to increase. If you're using an intra-workout supplement like Battle Juice, you may go from 1 scoop to 2 scoops, and that'll help get you through the workout. I also recommend taking half a serving of your pre-workout in your intra-workout if you find that you tend to be gassing out a little bit as the workout comes to a close. Of course, you want to watch your nutrition. You want to make sure you're actually eating a lot. You don't want to depend entirely on a stimulant to get you through a workout. But we're going to assume that your nutrition is good, supporting the workouts. Then these little tips can really help a lot. So let's see the next question. A good question about cardio. Do you prefer steady state cardio or HIIT for fat burning? HIIT is high intensity interval training. Personally, I always recommend, and I did try HIIT, but I always go back to steady state cardio. So this is a moderate activity level over a longer duration of time. And the main reason why I think that this is important to do it this way is because HIIT cardio plus weight training, which in and of itself is high intensity interval training, tends to be a lot on the nervous system, and it can easily push you into overtraining. So if you're doing HIIT 3 days a week, you're doing workouts 4 days a week, it basically like weight training every day, almost the taxation that's going to have on your ability to recover. So unless your genetic recovery ability is super high and super fast, I recommend going with steady state cardio with your weight training. A couple more questions, really great questions, so I don't want to miss them. What is the difference between BCAAs and EAAs? Well, the branched chain amino acids, BCAAs, are part of the EAAs. So there's 9 EAAs. The branched chains, leucine, isoleucine, and valine, are 3 of those 9. Now, I've always, well, not always, back in the beginning, before we really had EAA supplements, or I knew of them, BCAAs were kind of the go-to. But for the last, I'm going to say 9 years, I think 9 or 10 years. I'm not sure exactly when we came out with AMO8. I know we were one of the first to come out with an essential amino acid supplement here in Canada. And I've recommended EAAs hand over fist over BCAAs simply because EAAs are complete protein. The essential amino acids is what you eat protein for. Protein is made up of essential and non-essentials. Essential basically means you need to get it from your diet. So these are the essential amino acids all in one. It only makes sense they're going to help better with increasing muscle mass over just 3 amino acids. Let's see. Oh, actually, this is the last question. Okay, great. So what is the best snack to have post-workout? Well, I don't really believe in having a snack post-workout. I think you need an actual meal, and the size of the meal and how quickly you need to have it after your workout really depends on whether you do the intra-workout or not. Now, of course, I've mentioned it a few times in this video already, the battle juice. It's because I think it's so important. I think the window, that anabolic window, is actually while you're training. So I think that you should use battle juice. And then if you do use battle juice, then an hour and a half after you train, you can just eat a normal meal consisting of proteins, fats, and carbs. Now, if for whatever reason you don't use an intra-workout, then it is a good idea to eat within half an hour, 45 minutes after your weight training, and you want to eat quickly digesting proteins and carbohydrates. Maybe skip or limit the amount of fat in that post-workout meal. You want something that gets into your system quite quickly. So you want lean proteins or a whey protein like Warzone Whey to get into your system really quick. And then you want some fast digesting carbohydrates, maybe rice or rice cakes or some sort of gluten-free pasta or something like that. Okay, that wraps it up. That's going to be it for the questions for this week. I look forward to answering your questions next week. Like I said, make sure you go to the Advanced Genetics Instagram page and you can ask us a question in the story. It's completely anonymous. Go through there, or you can direct message us. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can ask a question right down in here. And you can, of course, look me up on Facebook, Chris Johnson _ IFBB Pro. I'm happy to answer your questions. Have yourself a great weekend. See you next week. Hoorah.